A Florida man has been charged with trying to join ISIS. A Florida man with the state of Florida tattooed in the middle of his forehead was arrested after calling 911 for a ride home. A Florida man in scuba goggles and a scuba suit was charged with DUI after crashing his car. Another Florida man has been accused of exposing himself to a saleswoman while mattress shopping. These are the weird stories for Friday, and they all come from, yes, you guessed it, you know it, the state of Florida. Because on Weird AF News, on Fridays, we only do weird news from the state of Florida. That's why we call it Florida Friday. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jonesy, the host of Weird AF News. Let's get into these weird Florida stories.
Those bizarre stories you hear about all the time that seem to only happen here in Florida. I know, right?
Can't make this stuff up. It is just one of the many wacky news stories out of Florida.
Why does the Sunshine State consistently produce such strange news?
But what accounts for all this bizarre news? Is it the weather? Is it the people?
Florida is full of the crazy stories.
A Florida man has been charged with trying to join ISIS. Oh yeah, that ISIS. A former Florida resident has been returned to the U.S. after traveling to Turkey and attempting to join the Islamic State group. They turned him down, apparently. They're like, this is ISIS, okay? We have a reputation to uphold. We're not going to allow a Floridian to enter our ranks, okay? What do you think this is? We're a very organized, upstanding organization, okay? You're not going to bring us down with your Florida ways, sir. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Gainesville, Florida, announced that Mohammed Fathi Suleiman, age 33, a U.S. citizen, has been charged with attempting to provide material support for a designated foreign terrorist organization. If convicted, he faces up to 20 years in prison. That's pretty steep for trying to join a terrorist organization. It says here, attempting to provide material support. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about what that phrase could mean. Material support, that could be like if you sent them laptops or something, right? I mean, he's offering his own support. He's like, hey guys, I want to help out here. I've done some shit in Florida. Do you need someone who knows how to hold a gator's mouth shut and cook up some meth? I mean, what are you guys doing over here? I'm ready to live in a cave and shine a weapon. Terrorists, here's a quote from the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Florida. They're very serious about not tolerating Floridians who want to join ISIS or any terrorist organization, despite, living in a state that is really one giant terrorist organization, Florida. Okay, here we go. Let me keep a straight face. Terrorists and would-be terrorists need to understand that no resource will be spared when it comes to protecting U.S. citizens and prosecuting those who seek to provide material support to designated foreign terrorist organizations. That's right. Again, they use material support. According to the criminal complaint, Suleiman booked a one-way flight from Orlando to Alexandria, Egypt, with stops in Chicago and Istanbul, Turkey. Rather than traveling on to Egypt, Suleiman paid cash for a one-way airline ticket to the Turkish/Syrian border, officials say. Suleiman was arrested by Turkish authorities and accused of illegally crossing into the country of Syria. A search of Suleiman's emails revealed attachments that contained various audio files that consisted of messages calling for jihad. A message seeking comment from Suleiman's attorney wasn't immediately returned. Okay, so they caught him trying to cross the border, and then they found him with audio files talking about, jihad. I'm sure there was some other just suspicious stuff on his phone and laptop. When you're trying to join a terrorist organization, your phone's going to be filled with applications and whatnot. They want to do background checks, I'd imagine. There's probably some who knows what, text messages between you and some dudes in a cave. Well, you really can't put down a Florida man for trying to make something of himself. The guy's got goals. Most Floridians don't. And this guy's goal was sophisticated. It had a lot of, complicated plans involved to make it work. Crossing borders, buying plane tickets to Egypt and shit. That can't be cheap, So yeah, you got to give him credit for trying at least. And you certainly got to give credit to foreign countries that recognize that when you encounter a Floridian, you need to definitely strip search them because they're probably up to no good. A Florida man with Florida tattooed on his forehead was arrested after calling 911 for a ride home. He's ahead of the curve, this Florida man. Yuck, yuck. A Florida man with a tattoo of the state of Florida on his forehead was arrested after twice calling 911 for a ride home, police say. There's a photo of this guy named Matthew Leatham, age 22. Please Google Florida man, Florida tattoo on forehead. Or just Florida tattoo on forehead. This should come up. Or maybe just Florida tattoo will come up. The state of Florida in the center of his forehead, but no other tattoos that you can see. It's very strange. I don't know if he lost a bet or he's just very proud of his roots. He's just really trying to represent Florida. Maybe he was like, I'm going to be the ultimate Florida man. Yeah. Tattoo it in my head. I mean, even a Florida tattoo artist would have been like, are you sure, man? The state of Florida in your forehead. Are you sure, man? Okay, so this guy's Matthew Leatham. He's age 22. He made his first call to 911 around 4:20 a.m. in northwest Tampa, according to the criminal complaint. A cop offered to call Latham a taxi. Oh, that's quite lovely. Very nice and cooperative of the police to offer a drunk man who's improperly calling 911. I mean, he's already breaking the law by calling 911 to do this, but yet the police were nice enough to be like, you know what, we're going to let this one slide. You know why? Because they couldn't see what he looked like on the phone. I mean, I highly doubt this was a FaceTime call. Had they been able to see what he looks like, they would have not called him a taxi. They would have went and picked him up because definitely a man with the state of Florida tattooed on their head has drugs in their pocket and possibly up their butt. So the police offered to call Latham a taxi instead, but he declined because he says he had no money. Then cops say that he wandered down the road and tried to call 911 as a free taxi service again. This time, the officers arrested him. They searched him, and they found some drugs on him. And it wasn't what I expected. This was only a small amount of marijuana, which, I mean, you wouldn't have thought that he would only have marijuana on him. I mean, it's probably because he smoked the other drugs, I'd imagine. I mean, the guy's got a state of Florida tattoo on his head. He's got much stronger chemicals than marijuana, usually in his presence, is my guess. Latham was charged with 2 misdemeanors. Ooh, misuse of 911 and possession of marijuana. He was released after posting $300 bond. That's not enough. If a guy's put into your prison and he's got a Florida tattoo in the center of his head, you got to up that bond. It can't be just $300, guys, because this guy shouldn't be out, mingling among the rest of the citizens with a tattoo of Florida in the center of his head. He's just up to no good. He's going to be. You can see the future when you just see his face. You must Google this. You must. Florida tattoo in the forehead. It's just unbelievable. A man in scuba gear was arrested for DUI. This is Punta Gorda, Florida. Punta Gorda. That sounds lovely. Sounds like they can make amazing burritos in Punta Gorda. A man was arrested on suspicion of driving under that thing called influence in southwest Florida after deputies found him walking near a crashed vehicle with scuba goggles and a scuba hood. That is got to be a strange scene to come upon. A crashed vehicle and then a man walking around in scuba gear just from the neck up. What's the name of this maniac? John Clayton Kagi, age 28, was arrested on charges of DUI, alcohol or drugs, and DUI damage to property, according to the County Sheriff's Office online booking records. According to the deputies, Kagi was detained after crashing his vehicle in that lovely place called Punta Gorda. Deputies observed this guy, Kagi, walking near the crash site with scuba goggles and a scuba hood. I assume that's the thing you pull over your head. But that's it, no other scuba gear. Authorities had seen a scuba suit and what appeared to be twisted tea cans in the car, which was abandoned with its airbags deployed. I love this. This guy, I'm wondering if he was driving with the scuba goggles on, and maybe that's why he crashed. Nah, it was probably the alcohol. But maybe this guy just likes to get wasted, put on his scuba gear, and drive around town. That could be a thing that he does. Yeah, there he goes again. This guy Larry in Punta Gorda. I don't know. He likes to drink a bunch of booze and then put his scuba gear on and drive around. It's a miracle he hasn't crashed. Oh, there he goes. Okay, there he goes. Oh, he's on the ground. He thinks he's swimming. Wow, he's really drunk. Caggy's blood alcohol level was reported. Guess what it was reported as, guys? I'm going to tell you right now, the level in Florida for impaired driving, otherwise known as the BAC level, is 0.0018. Can you guess what Caggy's blood alcohol level was? Scooby-doo-boo-doo-ding-dong-doom. Oh, if you said 0.18, you are absolutely right. He was way over the limit. Ah, yes, he was at the put on your scuba gear that you have in your trunk alcohol level at that point. And if you think that's something, you should see him drop acid and wear his astronaut outfit.
Yay! You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man.
A Florida man is accused of exposing himself to a saleswoman while shopping for a mattress. A 75-year-old Florida man, 75-year-old frisky Florida man has been charged with exposing himself to a sales associate while looking at mattresses at the Sleep Number store in Salem. Oh, this is Salem, Florida? Huh. I used to live in Salem, Mass., a place that is near and dear to my heart. Eric Jacobs of Fort Myers was indicted on one felony count of indecent exposure and lewdness for the indecent, which allegedly occurred inside a Sleep Number store at the mall at Rockingham Park. Oh, hold on a second. This is Salem, New Hampshire. Oh, it doesn't say that. Huh. He's a Florida man, but he was up in Salem, New Hampshire doing this. Because I remember the mall at Rockingham Park. I used to go there as a kid. It was the coolest mall around. I'm sure they have cooler malls. Do people even go to malls anymore? I feel like that's not happening. The 75-year-old Florida man, what was he doing up there? Well, obviously trying to find somebody to touch his genitals. He's thinking to himself, where could I get someone to touch my genitals? Oh, yeah, the salespeople at mattress stores. They'll fall for this. All I got to do is show my genitals and ask her if she'd like to try it out with me. This is sure to work. Hey, and if it doesn't, I'm 75 years old. I'll just say, hey, I'm an old man. I don't know what I'm doing. I expose myself sometimes. What can I do? I'm an old man. Well, let me tell you something. You're way far from Florida, Mr. Eric Jacobs, okay? Maybe no one will bat an eye in Florida if you show your genitalia at a mattress store. But in New Hampshire, this is going to make headline news. Now, according to the Salem, New Hampshire police affidavit, the female sales associate told investigators that Mr. Jacobs came into the store looking for a mattress. Here's a quote from the officer. During the conversations, Jacobs would climb in and out of beds. When Jacobs did this, he would slowly and exaggeratingly spread open his legs. Jacobs was reportedly wearing very short running shorts and no underwear, allegedly exposing his genitals while making these leg-spreading movements on the mattress in front of the saleswoman. Oh, this was his plan. You know, if I wear short shorts, and then I asked them if they wouldn't mind if I roll around on the mattress a little bit and, give it the old tryout. Next thing you know, they're going to see my you-know-whats. And, once the ladies see what I'm rocking down there, this guy's 75 years old, so I'm guessing that as he rolled around on the bed, his balls just kind of slipped all the way down to his kneecaps. Right? I'm sorry, guys who are over 70, but, we know the situation down there, okay? It's not pretty. It's not pretty what's going on down there. You need a little bit of a lift and tuck. Now, the police asked this saleswoman to elaborate on her description of the movements that Mr. Jacobs was engaging in on the mattress, and she explained that Mr. Jacobs would, quote, pick his leg up and lift his knee high and spread his legs open to get in and out of the bed. The store worker also told the police that she felt uncomfortable during this interaction. Yeah, no shit you felt uncomfortable. There was a 75-year-old set of balls in front of your face. You're just trying to sell mattresses. This guy's rolling around. Jacobs did this behavior several times during their interaction, the police say. Jacobs also asked what the best number for sex was of the bed. Oh, yeah, because they have sleep numbers. Yeah, what's the best sleep number for sex, huh? What do you think, huh? And would you be doing it with me? What about it? Hey, I'm 75, but I can still make it work, lady. Why don't you try and roll around on this bed with me? Are we in Florida? No, sir. I don't know how you got up into New Hampshire. Jacobs told the police that he was at the store shopping for a mattress for his RV. Oh, it all comes all full circle. Oh, yeah, this guy's trying to buy a mattress. Of course he lives in an RV, and he's in Florida. Which is like, and you want to be in New Hampshire in February, January, because it's just lovely up there, right? Just inundated with snow in your RV. Are you stupid, Jacobs? This is the worst time to be in New Hampshire. Wow, what a dummy. He's clearly running from the law. Check his forehead for a tattoo of Florida. Mr. Jacobs also stated he lived in Florida, would be heading home the next morning following a going-away party thrown by his family. Yeah, the family's really pleased that you're going to leave. Like, finally, we don't have to see his balls anymore. Can you believe the shorts he wore? Did you see what he wore at Christmas with those short shorts? Wow. According to the authorities, the indictment was elevated to a felony on this character because he was previously convicted of open and gross lewdness for some similar conduct in Concord, Massachusetts in 1993. Wow, this guy's been showing his balls for 20 years, this guy. At an age where we do not want to see your balls, sir. Thanks again for being here for an episode of Weird AF News, a Florida Friday episode specifically. And thank you for sending me Florida articles, those that did. I got a lot of them. They were great. It was difficult to choose 4 of them, but I think we got the good ones in there. I got a quick announcement. This will be the last time that you can get the free Tales of Florida comic book if you join the Patreon. Just want to make this announcement one more time. Tales of Florida features the story of our new favorite superhero, Floridaman, who's solving crimes all across the state with his fellow superheroes. So it's pretty funny. It involves Floridaman stories, but also some great artwork and some pretty cool superheroes, based out of Florida. You can imagine the tropes and the themes. So yeah, if you enjoy weird Florida news and Floridaman stories, you might really enjoy Tales of Florida. And you get a free first edition by joining the Patreon, patreon.com/weirdafnews, or going to weirdafnews.com and joining the Patreon there. In addition, you can buy the comic book from Title Page Comics. They have a Facebook page with all the information. Just look up Title Page Comics, Tales of Florida. And I have a feeling this series is going to be great. It's got some things that I really love, which is great artwork and humor, which is something that you don't always see in comic books. Like funny comic books, this is right up my alley. So check that out and join the Patreon to get a free dose of it to check it out as well. I got a nice email from April, who is the niece of our beloved friend James from Texas, who recently passed away, as you guys know, on the show. April reached out to me with a nice email. She wrote, "Hey, Jonesy, I just wanted to reach out and tell you thank you so much. My Uncle James really enjoyed your jokes, and you made his life 100 times happier. He died very unexpectedly, and he didn't get out much. He had CP, and he looked forward to your podcast. So thank you. It makes my heart happy that he had you to help him laugh when he had it very rough. Much love, April." And thank you so much, April. I don't know if April listens to this show at all, but I want to give a thanks to April for reaching out. That was a very lovely email, and it made me so happy to know that Weird AF News brought James so much joy in his life, especially during a rough time. Those are the kind of stories and experiences that I really do this podcast for. I don't really make much money at all. I'm in a closet. Like, what is there to get out of this? I'll tell you what there is to get out of this. For me, it's to know that people are enjoying this. Like, I'm bringing value to their lives. I'm bringing joy to their lives. Maybe I'm just a simple distraction from their lives. That is enough for me to know that what I'm doing is useful in the world and to keep doing it. So yeah, and when I get an email like this, it just reinforces that. So thank you, April, for that. You didn't have to send me that email. I'm glad that you did, though. What else did I want to say? Yeah, that's about it. Mention the Patreon. We hit up that email. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Just want to wish you guys a happy Super Bowl weekend. Super Bowl weekend is always a big deal in my life because I'm such a sports fan, specifically such a football fan. I'm a big Patriots fan, as many of you know, being from New England. My team isn't in it, but Tom Brady is, and he's somebody that has brought a lot of joy to my life. And so, of course, I'm pulling for Tom Brady to win this weekend. But if you would ask me personally, who do I think will win? I believe the Chiefs will win because I believe their team is superior. But I will be pulling for Tom Brady. And I hope you guys are able to have some sort of nice Super Bowl experience with some friends or family in a safe way. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing. I have to work most of the day, but I get out right before the Super Bowl starts. So I don't know. I have to come up with a plan. Maybe I find a place to watch it near work. Or I don't know. Maybe I just bring my laptop. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll figure it out. Meanwhile, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Please be safe. I hope you enjoyed the Florida Friday stories. Have a nice weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.